Forex, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up? We live?
Yeah. So we are live on YouTube right now. So thank you so much again for doing this. We have about, last I checked, was like 278 right now concurrent. So I just want to give everyone just the quick itinerary. I do have a hard stop around about an hour and a half. I have dinner with my girlfriend. We have reservations. So what's going to happen here is this is so exciting. So I have a lot of people that I was able to bring on a drip from my channel, and a lot of people, I have a really tight following over on YouTube. So they trust my recommendations and stuff like that. So of course we have the other side of that that conversation where there's a lot of people that are skeptical, or they just have legitimate questions because they landed in projects that they didn't even know something like drip existed. So for them, something like this was too good to be true, almost, right? So what I would like to do is I'd like to focus the first part of this AMA with just 3 questions. It's 3 of the most common questions that I have on my comment section and on my Twitter. And then what I'm going to do once we address those is I'd love to just give the rest of the floor to talk about Animal Farm, to show everyone just what kind of life-changing project you're about to release here. Is that cool?
Yeah, beautiful.
Awesome, man. So again, thank you so much. The first question, so a lot of people on watching right now is already pretty much on my team, or they're kind of on the fence and stuff like that. So the first question is from James Pelton. He says, why do people consider drip a Ponzi with 3,778% APY, but don't consider time, ohm, hectare, etc. Ponzi with higher APYs? Trying to understand the psychology behind it. Is it because drip offers referral rewards? Maybe that is the model others offer, and maybe they should offer this protocol as well. So the biggest question here is people are like, this is just a pyramid scheme. This is just a Ponzi scheme. And obviously the people that can get past that have the vision, they know what's up, right? But for those that are on the fence and being swayed by others, what do you have to say about people that are on that fence?
Okay, so first, let's talk about what a Ponzi is, right? A Ponzi is a type of scheme where there's a capital manager who claims to be selling a product or service. Either the service could be managing capital for other investors. It could be managing some sort of trading bot. It could be selling a type of product, whatever it is. And they're paying out profits based on the fraudulent earnings from this product or service that they claim to be selling. And they maintain this by shuffling around the capital that is coming in from new investors or from large investors that got in early that aren't taking significant capital out of the system. The key word to this is fraud, right? It's fraudulently claiming that profits are being generated from a product or service. We are an open source protocol that makes it very clear where the profits are being generated from, and there is no secrets. This isn't like a BitConnect where they claim the profits are coming from an arbitrage bot which are trading Bitcoin. This isn't saying that these profits are being generated through some sort of merge sale, right? There's 3 ways that you grow a project or a product in DeFi and in crypto, right? Hype brings the initial capital and the initial investment, the initial capital into the system. You then use tokenomics and game theory to turn that hype into growth. You maintain this growth and separate yourself from others in the space by use cases and innovative technology, right? So drip has all 3, and I'll get into the use cases and the technology behind drip. But this is how we are able to pay out yield in the system and how we are able to maintain growth in drip. It's not through the fraudulent claims of the sale of a product or service. So that takes Ponzi and removes it immediately from the table.
Yep.
Now, the reason why I feel that people may be fast or may want to label drip and not some of these other products is because we have a referral system, and they would be confusing a pyramid scheme with a Ponzi. But drip is not a pyramid scheme either. The reason why drip is not a pyramid scheme is because a pyramid scheme is a type of system where, again, typically, but not always, they hide behind the product of a low quality product or service, right? Whether it be, anything from life insurance to bad Tupperware and makeup. And most of the profits that are being generated to the system is by selling sales packages to people who are being onboarded under the guise that this is a employment opportunity. Now, when someone is onboarded into a pyramid, a multi-level commission system where the higher you go up in the pyramid, or the higher you go up in the ladder of referrals, the larger commission you make. And every time someone is onboarded, this commission is then paid out up the line with increasing commissions the further you go up. And this capital is funneled to the top, where there's always a handful at the top. And inevitably, it gets too top heavy. And the people that enter in too late do not get the same kind of returns, and do not get returns that are even attractive relative to everybody that's higher up in the system, right? With drip, it's completely different. We don't have a commission structure where the higher you go up, the larger your commission gets, right? And I would say the most important factor that separates us from a pyramid scheme is only one person gets rewarded per positive action. So it's as far as the commission structure goes, it's the same as a one-level commission structure where, say Amazon, Amazon has their referral system where you refer someone, they buy, you get a kickback based on their purchase. One person gets that kickback based on the purchase, right? This is a single-level referral structure. As far as our bonuses are distributed, or our commission for referrals are distributed, it is a one-level type of system, meaning only one person gets rewarded per positive action. Now, if someone does an initial deposit, that goes to the person that referred them. If they do an additional deposit, which would be akin to someone who got referred on Amazon doing an additional buy from Amazon, an additional purchase from Amazon, that commission now goes to the person above them if they qualify to earn that commission. Only one commission gets paid out per positive action. If you want to look at it from the a Amazon type of referral perspective, it would be one person gets paid out per purchase on the platform. So because of this, you don't have a multi-level system where multiple people are earning rewards per purchase on the platform. On top of this, if you have 5 or more direct referrals, you're considered a team wallet. And instead of getting the full commission that everybody else gets that's not a team wallet, you get 75% of that commission. The other 25% is sent back down to your downline. So not only do people who are higher up in the upline, not only do they not get a higher commission, they actually get a smaller commission than those that are below them in the system. We also don't have a protocol that funnels all of the capital to the top. The reason for this is because you can only have a max of 15 downlines. This means that when someone has 15 or more downlines, when it gets to 15 levels up, right? So when it goes, so whether you referred someone that referred someone that referred someone 15 levels down, since you have to be, since you have to use a buddy address to get on, essentially everybody that's been in the system long enough has 15 levels of downlines. Now, when it goes up to when it goes up to the top of the 15th, upline to the top of that team, it now recycles back down to the person who did the initial referral. This ensures that everybody has the opportunity to be at the top of their own team, and it prevents capital from continuing to flow upline to those who got in early into the system. So effectively, no matter when you enter the system, you have the same opportunity to earn the same commission and to earn the same type of referral structure through the team protocol as anybody else, whether they were getting in on day one, whether they have a massive team or a small team. You have the same exact opportunity. So the team structure in Grip is time agnostic. It doesn't care when you got in. And in fact, like I said, if you have 5 more direct referrals, you get less of a commission than someone who who only has 2 or 3 referrals. Now, of course, it's still beneficial and there's still an incentive to grow your team, because since one person in the upline gets the referral bonus based on one positive action in their downlines, the larger your team, the more often it will be your turn in the upline to get that reward. And the fact that if you have 5 more directs, you're getting a smaller commission, and the other 25% of that commission gets kicked back downline. It has the opposite of a pyramid type structure, right? It has a system where there are rewards where rewards are flowing downline, and they're being limited from traveling upstream. So there are, there is nothing about our protocol that is, equivalent to a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid. It's an open source protocol that innovated a unique way of rewarding participants for onboarding in a fair and sustainable manner that prevents capital flows from concentrating at the top and is completely agnostic to at what point in the growth of the platform you start growing your team. And I would say that there are there's a few factors there that completely, it's a bit of an insult to even suggest that it would be, a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme.
For sure.
In my opinion, those are both forms of fraud, and we are so clearly not that. But we are, completely, diametrically opposed to these kinds of systems being fully open source, fully transparent about how capital is being generated and distributed, and due to the fact that only one person gets rewarded per positive action, just like Amazon referrals, just like any other, major company out there or major institution out there that has a referral structure. We just innovated an extremely fair and extremely sustainable, but extremely rewarding protocol that distributes these rewards in a way that incentivizes the onboarding like nothing else in markets today.
Yep. No, I absolutely freaking love it. If anyone else in the channel heard that and they are still on the fence, then you weren't listening. All right, let's just call it as it is. So thank you so much for that. 2 more questions on drip, man, and then let's go ahead and go into the animal farm, which I'm just so excited about. So the first question, the second question is going to be in regards to there's a wallet that holds 70%, and then there's the third question is sustainability. So the second question, CoinMarketCap is saying that one wallet holds 70% of the total drip supply. Not sure if it is or not, but why would someone deposit on drip if he knows that he can't withdraw within next year? This is from Cameron on Twitter.
Okay, so that wallet that holds 72 or 73% of the supply is the tax vault. That is a contract that pays out the dividend rewards or the ROI to stakers in the faucet contract, which is our main staking protocol, which acts as a high yield annuity, kind of like a combination of a certificate of deposit and a high yield annuity. So it pays out a daily ROI based on your balance. This daily ROI is a 1% of your principal. It can be increased by additional deposits in the system, compounding your available balance or your available dividends back into your balance, or through earning commissions through onboarding. This 72% of the supply has been generated through taxes that are associated with the drip token. We are the first daily ROI protocol that pays out its ROI through a system that is removing tokens from circulation, allowing the token to be deflationary, as opposed to every other daily ROI system that pays out this reward through inflation. What they are doing is they're diluting the value of the token to pay out a reward, something that makes absolutely no sense in my opinion. And when we were looking at what we should develop next, me and my partner, we looked at what has a high demand that is not being done right. And I had all of my friends jumping in and out of the daily ROI systems that were just not sustainable. And I talked to my partner, I said, look, there's a ton of demand for this. I think we can do it right. And we can fill this market demand and this market fit where there's extreme market for this, but we can do it in a way that's going to perform like the kind of asset that I want to put my name on and be sustainable in the long term. And the way that we did this was by creating an incentive structure which rewards people from removing those tokens from circulation, locking them up, earning a daily ROI off of it, and onboarding others into the system. The reason why you would want to get into a system, well, first of all, the question itself made an insinuation that wasn't true, right? He said, why would I get into a system where I cannot claim or withdraw or sell or something like that within a year?
Right.
And the reality is you can. You earn 1% daily ROI every day that is available to you. So you can decide to start taking profit on your earnings in the system day one. And what our protocol does is it pays out the ROI at a rate that we know will be sustainable, and we have other mechanics as well that are built into the faucet that prevents people from compounding an unsustainable rate of the ROI and withdrawing too much at one time in these kinds of protocols. But we're paying out an ROI that allows us to maintain a sustainable ROI or maintain a sustainable dividend model that allows the underlying assets to appreciate in value, based on the demand that's created through both the reward structure and the team protocol, which onboards like nothing else in traditional markets or DeFi, period. and it allows you to earn up to 365% of your principal. So there's no other protocol in the space that allows you to earn a low risk 365% return on your principal in 1 year while performing, while the underlying assets appreciate in price, and it's not doing this through inflating the supply, which in turn at some point has to depreciate the value of the token. So there's the only opportunity like this in crypto. And we've seen that there's been a few projects that have tried to, just fork or clone the underlying contracts. But we have such a first mover advantage because we were the first to bring this kind of protocol into the space.
Yep.
And then when you have these kinds of mechanics, they take a little while to get, snowballing, to start to snowball and really start to, to move, and the mechanics to really, the game theory to really start to, have an effect both on the price and the tokens you have locked up, and etc. So none of these clones or forks have gone anywhere, and essentially they just bring more attention to the first mover project, which is us.
Yep.
Now the way that we maintain, right, because like I said before, the way that you bring growth into a protocol is first hype, and then logic and tokenomics, right, game theory, and then through creating underlying use cases and technical innovations for the token. So the game theory and the logic of the protocol itself has proven itself to be extremely high performing, right? We didn't start out with tokens locked up in the vault, but over the 10 months since launch, we have 73% of the supply locked up in this vault. That is from people transacting the token and sending those tokens to the tax vault through the faucet at a much higher rate than what is being paid out in ROI. Now, and our onboarding, if you look at our onboarding rate, we're every month we break our previous onboarding record by double or triple. We just onboarded 1,800 new users yesterday alone. So the reason why you would want to invest today is because we have the most powerful capital onboarding system in any market, period. We have an exponential growth curve as far as our new user onboarding. The drip protocol itself makes up a tiny portion of DeFi. DeFi makes up a portion of crypto, right? Crypto makes up a tiny portion of global markets. It's also the fastest growing market in as far as all global markets. And then global markets in general are growing at an extremely rapid rate. So we make up a tiny share of BSC. So we have a huge way to go as far as just filling out BSC alone. And BSC makes up a tiny portion of our volume's like a tenth of the size of anybody else in the top 5, is because DappRadar looks at price, volume, TVL, and new user onboarding. They look at these 4 values to determine your ranking. And our new user onboarding is so high that we overshadow all of the other values that they look into, to the point where we're number 2, even though all our other values are like 90%. All the other values that they look at to determine ranking are 90% of what our peers are. And if you look at our projections and you look at our growth rate, it's only a matter of time before our TVL and our volume are on par with our peers in the top 5. And when that happens, right, this is simple math. This isn't me making any kind of, price estimation. Yep. This is me just looking at the math. If our TVL gets on board with our peers, the others in the top 10, which we are outpacing as far as growth, and we are outpacing our projection to reach this TVL, that puts the drip price between $3,000 and $5,000, right? Depending on what top 5 protocol you want to compare it to as far as TVL.
Yeah.
So these are the kind of projections we are looking at, right?
Perfect. Give me just a second. I just want to make sure everyone understands that, because we have 500 people watching right now. Forex gave you guys insane amount of information right now, right? I know he's exploding a lot of people's brains. He said a price projection just to be on par of $3,000 to $5,000. Okay, and just to give you guys an example, I bought in at Drip when it was like $60. Drip right now, the native DEX is showing $154, and I believe on Pancake or on crypto, let me see, CoinGecko. On CoinGecko, it's showing, because this is a different pairing, it's showing $127. So the room for growth is absolutely astronomical. And this is where a lot of people start to have hesitancy, because they don't understand that they think this is just too good to be true, but they're unable to understand a lot of that. So just make sure you guys understand that the room for growth is ridiculous. Forex, is it okay if we move on to the next question?
Let me just touch on that really quick.
Perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
So we're in the crypto market where these kinds of gains are regular for protocols that come in with a first mover advantage and have the kind of market fit that Drip has. These are not unheard of gains in crypto. And Drip is the first protocol that came in to this market fit of a daily ROI protocol, doing it in a way that is truly sustainable and can see the kind of price performance that I would want to, get behind. So you can compare, this is math, right? We're comparing our TVL to other protocols that are in the top 5 that we are greatly outpacing as far as our growth analytics. Now, when you look at, our projections that we made before we even went live, before we launched, we did a ton of projections and we made a lot of these public. We are outpacing them by all metrics, right? Because we looked at other protocols that did daily ROI, and this is how we chose our projections. What if we did what they did, right? We, as far as how much Drip we've locked up and the amount of new user onboarding, right? We've just blown all our projections out of the water. So there's the simple math that I just spoke about, right? As far as when we get on pair with our peers as far as TVL. And there's also all of the new use cases and partnerships that we have yet to implement into our system, but that are already locked in, which takes us to that third step, right? From the hype step to the logic and game theory step to the innovation and utility step. And that's when you go from being a sustainable model to a model that pulls away from others in the market and really, cements your place as a first mover protocol. And that's when you see the kind of gains that I'm talking about when I say $3,000 to $5,000 drip, which is, absolutely a conservative, projection based on what our growth is, what our peers are. It's simple math, right?
Yeah.
So I want to get into the partnerships and utility, but maybe that's what you'll be asking in the next question. I don't
know. Yep, perfect. We'll roll into that, and then we will go straight into Animal Farm. So the last question here is everyone is talking about sustainability, right? They're saying at some point or another, you're going to have dozens, if not thousands of people making $1,000 plus a day from this protocol. What are the plans to mitigate high sell pressure in the future? And will you ever consider something like having rewards to solve this problem?
Okay. No, I will never consider having the rewards to solve any problem, because that isn't the solution to that kind of problem.
I love it.
Right? Cutting rewards is not is not the answer, right? So what allows for sustainability is a continued evolution and a continued onboarding of use cases and innovation in the space to create additional demand.
He said no straight up.
And more exposure through co-promotion and additional use case that fills the market fit that will that portions of the market are looking for and are looking to invest in. Now, as far as the sustainability in itself, like multiple people have thousands of dollars or whatever, this kind of sustainability is already dealt with in the core contracts. So we have a max payout, which prevents people from indefinitely compounding the rewards they get from their team. Now, the daily ROI is designed to be sustainable. It is designed to pay out a rate that is lesser than what we can onboard as far as capital and the reward you get for onboarding capital. We also have a whale tax. Now, this whale tax is only based on capital that has been claimed from the system. So if your claim is more than 1%, right, and I'm talking about total claims, not just a claim at one point, but total claims, there's an additional 5% tax that is placed on this claim. That 5% tax does not go to developers, does not go to whoever, marketers or promoters or whatever. It just remains in the tax vault to be used to pay out other participants in the system to ensure that these rewards are continued to be sustainable. Now, this whale tax goes all the way up until max payout. Max payout is 100,000 drip. If someone was to try to claim this full 100,000 drip, there is a tax associated with it, right? Up to 50%. So if they tried to claim the full 100,000 drip from this protocol, there's a 50% tax on that, plus the tax on claiming, and if they were to dump, a tax on selling, right? This ensures that one participant can never withdraw and sell more than 3% of the total supply of drip. Now, there's already been a couple participants that have hit max payout. Max payout is not to prevent people from continuing to earn and utilize the system. And this is made apparent because all you have to do is set up a new wallet. What it does is it prevents people from continuing to exponentially compound the rewards that they earn from the commission of their team. And the only people that are hitting max payout are people with massive teams, right? Now, the people who have done that, you might think, why would they want to do that if there's such a high tax associated with it? And it's because there's no other model in crypto where they can earn the kind of low risk yield that they can earn in drip. And what 100% of the people that have hit max payout have done, they have taken that capital and put it into a fresh wallet where they just keep that capital in the system and continue to just start on a new team and start growing a new team because they know there's no better place to put your capital in DeFi than drip. So because it's impossible for one entity to remove and sell more than 3% of the drip supply, because we have the most powerful capital onboarding system in any market, period. And because
guys, I'm gonna pause him if you guys don't hit that like button. You're at 278 with 600 viewers. You guys are getting lives changed. Slam that like, or I swear I'm gonna keep them muted. You guys think I'm playing? You guys think I'm playing?
Greater than, practically anything in crypto, and definitely greater than anything in crypto that pays out the kind of daily ROI that we pay out. So any kind of additional tax that whales would be, paid, would have to pay through having such a large position in the faucet. Any kind of capital that would be lost through that tax is more than made up for in price appreciation. And the reason why we're able to appreciate the price in that kind of way is due to the kind of limiting mechanics that we have in the faucet, the max payout and the whale tax. So the mechanics of the core contracts themselves ensure the sustainability of the protocol, both through the onboarding of new capital, through the most capital onboarding system, and through limiting exponential compounding at a rate that is not sustainable. And we now, on top of this, we bring in additional demands. We create additional marketing opportunities, and we create new use cases and utility through both partnerships and development evolutions. So one major partnership / development opportunity that we have coming up is the animal farm.
Let's go.
We're going to get into that next. Yeah, I mean, it's something I'm extremely, extremely excited about. But before we move on to the animal farm, let me just talk about a couple other partnerships that we have in the works that are going to bring massive utility and use cases to drip, the drip token itself and the drip protocol.
Yes, right? Please.
So we have a partnership with BetFury coming up, where not only are you going to be able to use drip to gamble in their casino, they're going to pay you in BetFury tokens for using drip gambling in their casino. They're building a unique game on BetFury specifically for drip. So this is a game on BetFury that will be on their homepage that you can only play with drip. And it's a massive co-promotion for drip. It's a new awesome utility for drip. And it's a massive exposure and co-promotion opportunity for drip. We're also working on an NFT partnership with who I believe to be the most innovative NFT platform in crypto today. And I haven't said who they are yet. I believe that people that listen to what I'm saying and do a little bit of research will be able to figure out who they are. But the reason why I haven't said their name yet is because we're waiting to do a massive, co-announcement and put a lot of marketing, a very large marketing budget behind it. Because this is this isn't just a DeFi platform. It's also a multi almost billion-dollar corporation as well. Okay. So we have a very large marketing budget to put behind it, and I want to do a proper co-announcement with them, with the marketing budget behind them. Okay. But what we are doing with them is creating the first cross-chain NFT protocol where you're holding one NFT that is respected on two major platforms, on two of the largest crypto chains or crypto networks in the space. And this NFT that you hold both gives you a partial ownership of the partner's platform through their metaverse. It allows you to play games on their platform. It allows you to mine a specific amount of their tokens for having a share ownership of their metaverse. And it offers a bunch of other opportunities, like the ability to do auctions and all kinds of awesome ownership opportunities on their platform for holding this NFT. And you're also going to get utility on the Drip network as well for owning this NFT. And that's through a staking protocol that allows you to get a share of all of the bonuses that are being paid out to the deployer wallet. So the deployer wallet, in the Drip network, we didn't want to leave any excuse for people to say, I wanted to get in, but I didn't have a buddy, because it requires that you use a buddy address to get in. So what we did is we allowed people to click one button, use the deployer address as their buddy, and now the referral bonus that gets paid out goes to the deployer address. What's happening right now with that capital is it immediately gets sent to the tax pool and locked away in the tax pool and used to pay out dividends. We're going to take a portion of the drip that's going to the deployer wallet when people use it as their buddy, and it's going to be paid out to the stakers of these NFTs. So essentially giving them a share ownership of the Drip network. So
that's
this
crazy.
Yeah. So this is another major innovation, the first truly cross-chain NFT protocol. And not only that, it's the first NFT protocol that has a use case by two major networks on two different chains, giving a share ownership and shared utility on both chains. And now let me talk about one more, right? There's a lot. I know of 5 or 6 different developer teams that are building their projects around Drip, either utilizing the Drip token or using the Drip contracts, the faucet contract, as a type of like back-end underlying staking protocol. But this next partnership that I want to talk about is with a celebrity licensing company. So this company does licensing for A-list celebrities, and what they've been focusing on is doing NFT licensing agreements with A-list celebrities and handling the deploying of their NFTs. Now, the owner of this company is a major investor in Drip, so he recognizes like the insane value and the sustainability and the performance that Drip can provide, and that it would be really hard or impossible to recreate this. So instead of trying to build it on his own, he's partnering with Drip, and the way that it works is when people use BNB or BUSD to buy these celebrity NFTs, that BNB or BUSD buys Drip off the market and takes it in the faucet on a back-end contract. And now it takes a percentage of the Drip that is being earned through this staked capital and paying out to the NFT holders a little bit of Drip at a time for owning one of these celebrity NFTs. So this is going to bring in a massive wave of capital that is completely separate from like the super DeFi heads that are part of Drip now, and really gets a mainstream type of exposure to the people that are buying these celebrity NFTs and are more into that side of the game. So this is another major partnership that is going to change the game and is tied into Drip.
Who the hell?
We have a bunch of other things
not
going on with Drip
for this shit?
Partnerships, new use cases, new utilities.
Jesus.
We have a roadmap that is in the process of being developed, a current 2022 roadmap. I didn't want to release it while we have like the animal farm raise and all this stuff because I don't want to distract from it.
Sure.
I don't want to publish too many things at once and take away the energy from either one of them. But that will be going up very shortly after the animal farm kicks off. We'll be putting out that 2022 roadmap for Drip. So
Perfect.
there is so much in the works with Drip. like I said, just drip alone, the core contracts of drip alone and the nature of the crypto market and its ability to grow is enough for us to get up to those projections I talked about earlier, those price projections I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
That's without the amazing utilities, partnerships, and use cases that we're adding to drip over the course of 2022. And 2021 was all about getting the core contracts rolling and building up that investor base. In 2022, it's all about building use cases through partnerships and further development. And the next massive piece of development that we are publishing is the animal farm. So I know you want to get to that, and you have a hard out, which actually I do too as well, because I want to publish the whitelisting for the animal farm, pre-sale today.
Perfect.
So
you might.
So if you have questions about that,
yeah. Let me ease my guys in here. There's 600 viewers right now, so I want to ease them into this because they're about to get insanely mind blown. All right. So Forex, you guys developed drip. Or it was like April last year, right, Forex?
Exactly.
So he developed drip last year. Then he wanted to partner with a farm and couldn't find anyone to meet his needs. So what he did was he created the Manor Farm, which was like a 14-day period to build Rev tokens. 14 days to build Rev tokens, which you guys will be able to use to purchase dog and pig for the animal farm. Guys, drip hasn't even been out for a year yet. And Forex was like, you know what? I'm gonna just start cranking out some projects here. And show me another developer, show me another founder that has done something like this. This is absolutely insane. Okay, so the animal farm, and I'm gonna let Forex take it from here, is imagine getting a piece, a part ownership of PancakeSwap. Imagine being a part owner of SushiSwap. This is what he is developing for everyone to be a part of, which is the animal farm. Go ahead, Forex.
Okay. Yeah. So we did the animal farm, which we're about to launch the animal farm to raise capital for the animal farm, because the animal farm has a BUSD dividend payout as well as a aggressive buyback functionality. We needed to raise up a starting seed of BUSD. And the way we did this was through something called the Manor Farm. And for those who are a fan of Orwell, you may recognize the Manor Farm and the Animal Farm from his book, Animal Farm. So the way that the Animal Farm book goes, the narrative is, there are animals who are part of a farm that get their labor and their capital exploited. And they're getting exploited by centralized ownership, who is the farmer, the owner of the farm. So they decide to have a revolution and take ownership of the farm on their own. And when this ownership is decentralized and the owners are now the participants, they have an immediate sense of pride, a sense of ownership, and their production rate, and the return that they're seeing from their labor capital is exponentially appreciated. And I wanted to take this same spirit and put it into yield farming and lending. So the reason why I say yield farming and lending is because this is the first protocol that marries the two of them together, both yield farming and lending. And that's extremely powerful, and I'll get into why that's so powerful. But you mentioned the Rev token. Now, that has passed. So we had a 14-day period where people could buy the Rev token off the market. At the end of the 14-day period, we then captured all of that BUSD, which was used to buy the Rev token, put it into a vault, millions of dollars, and now the people that held those Rev tokens could get into the pre-sale of the animal farm. Now, some might be thinking, if you did an essentially unlimited pre-sale raise and people who were able to buy in, could buy as much as they want, essentially, didn't you eat up some of the demand that otherwise would have bought at listing? And the answer to this is no, because we used an innovative protocol that we developed, and instead of that built up demand and built up capital going into the price at listing, which is what traditional pre-sale raisers would do, we captured that millions of dollars worth of demand, 2 weeks worth of built up demand, and that's going to go to buying back the dog and pig tokens after listing and pay BUSD rewards to stakers of the dog and pig token after listing. So instead of eating up the demand in pre-sale that otherwise would be buying at listing, we captured all that demand over a 2-week period and then are using it in the form of the built-up capital, millions of dollars with the BUSD, to then execute that demand on the price of the dog and pig token after listing to appreciate the price. So it's starting out with a small market cap and a relatively small liquidity pool. That way, there's no inhibitions on its ability to grow after launch. And then we execute that demand in the form of buybacks of the dog and pig tokens after listing to not only add that buy pressure through buying the dog and pig tokens, but also remove those dog and pig tokens from circulation. So all of the dog and pig tokens that are bought from the animal farm through these buyback protocols are sent to a burn address where they are forever removed from circulation. So at this point, the only way that you can get into the L2 is by a extremely limited BUSD raise that we're about to have the whitelisting for in the Animal Farm Telegram group when I get out of this interview, or by buying directly off the market when we list. And we're launching next Tuesday, right? Next Tuesday at 11 a.m. EST. So we are the first protocol to launch with millions of dollars already put aside to pay out both a sustainable and high yield BUSD dividend and millions of dollars already put aside to buy our underlying assets, our core tokens after the launch, after the listing. And because of this, we're going to see price appreciation for these underlying assets like we've never seen before in crypto. And before I get into the major functionality mechanics of the farm itself, getting past the pre-sale launch phase, let me just say why they're called the dog and pig tokens. In the Animal Farm, in that novel, you had the pigs who are more intelligent than the rest on the farm, and they became the new owners of the farm. And you had the dogs who are at the right-hand side of the pig, who acted as their power mechanic, right? They used those to keep control ownership of the farm. Mm-hmm. And we have the same mechanism in the Animal Farm where the only way that you can earn the pig tokens, apart from buying them off the market, is by utilizing your dog tokens to either pair them with BUSD or BNB to farm the pig tokens, or staking your dog tokens in a single asset pool to farm the pig tokens. The pig tokens represent your share ownership of the platform, and they can be staked. And when you stake those pig tokens, your share of that staking pool represents your share ownership of the platform. And you're going to get all of the fees, all of the taxes, and all of the capital that is generated in revenue from the system, from the underlying mechanics of the system, paid out to you in a BUSD dividend model every day, block after block, in a sustainable high yield fashion, right? So we are the first protocol that allows you to be the owner of the protocol and earn as the owner of the protocol through the deposit fee and through the taxes associated with the dog token when it's traded. And as you grow your ownership of the protocol and you grow your net worth, you can then leverage it through our lending protocol and earn dividends. So when we look at how the super wealthy generate their wealth and how they protect their wealth, it isn't by selling equities. It isn't by selling their assets. It's by accumulating high-performing assets, growing their net worth, leveraging it, and living off the dividends that underlying assets, those underlying equities provide for them. And for the first time, we are giving that kind of financial power to the participants of the network themselves, allowing them to be the owners and have the same kind of financial power that industry leaders and producers of disruptive technology products have received in traditional markets, only through the super, super, super wealthy, right? Those that are the industry leaders. So it has the two most important mechanisms when it comes to building wealth. The dividend model, which is generated both through deposit fees. Now, when you deposit capital onto the animal farm, there's a 4 to 6% deposit fee. 6% on pools, 4% on farms. This deposit fee is then turned into BUSD. So whatever tokens you're depositing, that fee from it, the 4 to 6%, is turned into BUSD. And this BUSD is then paid out to the owners of the platform. Those are the pig stakers. The dog token has a tax associated with it, where 3% of every dog token that is transacted is turned into BUSD and sent to the pig staking protocol. There's an additional 3% tax that goes to adding liquidity to the dog token. And the way it does this is another major innovation. If you look at how other products add liquidity through a tax protocol and a token, what they do is they sell a portion of the token every time someone transacts it for BUSD or BNB or whatever they want to use as a liquidity pair. Then they pair that token and send it to the liquidity pool. We never bake in sell pressure into our protocols. So out of this deposit fee that people pay when they deposit onto the animal farm, 75% of the deposit fee is sent to the governance stakers, the people who are staking pigs, the participants that are now the owners of the protocol. The other 25% goes into a vault and is used to pair with the dog token every time someone transacts it. So not only is it adding liquidity, locking and decentralizing that liquidity, which raises the potential price floor and the hardness of the price and the security of the protocol as a whole every time someone transacts the dog token, it's also baking in buy pressure every time someone transacts it because it's taking fresh BUSD and pairing it with the dog token every single time someone transacts it, appreciating the price. Now, when someone sells the dog token, there's an additional 3% tax that is only on selling. And what this does is it sends that dog token, that 3%, to a burn address. The same burn address that the dog and pig tokens go to when a buyback happens. And these tokens are sent to a burn address, removed from circulation forever, can never be recovered. And this allows the dog and pig tokens to become truly deflationary assets. And this is the first yield farm lending protocol that pays you out an APY in both deflationary assets and a high yield BUSD dividend model. People might be wondering, how could you possibly have a deflationary farm reward token, right? It has to be emitting tokens to pay out the reward. How could you have a deflationary farm reward token? And this is due to both the different forms of cash flow and tax protocols, which are buying the tokens and removing them from circulation, and something that we innovated, another major first mover functionality in our decentralized dynamic supply control algorithm. And this is an algorithm that we developed that is designed to look at the current demand for the dog and pig token, the underlying assets, and based on this demand and based on where the price is between all-time low and all-time highs, determines the emission rate efficiency. So when the price of the dog and pig tokens are at all-time highs and the demand is at all-time highs, this emission rate efficiency is at 25% over a pegged emission rate. This peg was determined by looking at thousands of other protocols, doing a case study on all of these other yield farms out there, and determining what emission rate is sustainable, but is also attractive, more attractive for those to hold the yield, to farm and stake the token to earn yield, as opposed to just be a holder or a trader of it. So we looked and we found there are a very small handful of yield farms out there that are able to maintain price stability or price appreciation, even though their protocols are significantly less than ours. They don't have nearly the functionality or the utility of ours, but they're still able to see price stability or even price appreciation. And the reason for this is because they picked an emission rate that was always attractive for people who are holders to get into the farms and to get into the pools as stakers, more so than just being holders and traders. But it's not inflating at such a rate to cause price depreciation. So we use this rate as our peg because we knew it was sustainable. When the price is at all-time high and the demand is at all-time high, we emit the dog and pig tokens at 25% over this rate. This ensures that not only are we sustainable and we see price performance and price appreciation, we're also paying out an APY that is higher than any of the other sustainable yield farms in the space. Now, if we were to have a price correction and the demand for the token was to wane, because no matter how good you build a protocol, there's always going to be some price corrections at some point. Our dynamic supply control algorithm sees this and is able to adjust the emission rate using a decentralized hard-coded protocol. This isn't the developers in the background turning knobs and pressing buttons. This is the hard-coded algorithm, which is looking at the current demand and the current price between all-time and all-time low, and when there's a wane there, it reduces the emissions, shrinking the supply, now allowing for the current demand for the token to cause price appreciation, because there are two factors that go into price appreciation or price action in general, and that is supply and demand. We're able to control the supply side of that calculation to allow for price appreciation in any market conditions at any measure of demand. Now, when we see this price appreciation due to the restriction of supply, the demand is now increased, the price is now higher, and the emission rate will now increase back up to 25% over this peg, and now be at a maximal emission efficiency. Now, if the price was to do a 50% or greater correction, the emission rate will adjust to be 25% below this peg. And now it's emitting tokens at a rate that is less than the rate at which it is removing those tokens from circulation, both through the cash flows, which are buying the dog and pig tokens directly off the market and removing them from circulation, and the tax protocol that's associated with people swapping and trading the tokens. Now, there's one more cash flow that I haven't brought up yet, or I touched on it very briefly, but I hadn't explained yet, that is going to buying these dog and pig tokens at a rate of millions of dollars worth of buy pressure consistently, and this is through our lending protocol. And like I said, we are the first platform to combine a yield farm and a lending protocol, which is extremely important because it checks both those boxes on how the super wealthy are able to generate and earn wealth, and we're passing that same financial power to the participants of the network. This lending protocol takes all of the capital that is on the animal farm and it stakes it in PancakeSwap. It lends it out to PancakeSwap using collateral rehypothecation to earn an additional 30 to 40% APY on top of the APY and the BUSD dividend and the price appreciation that you're getting exposure to and that you're benefiting from on the platform itself. This 30 to 40% APY is then used for three functions. It's buying the dog and pig tokens directly off the market, which again is another cash flow, which is earning 30 to 40% APY on hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, and using that to buy the dog and pig tokens and removing them from circulation, sent to a burn address where they could never be recovered, shrinking the supply of the dog and pig tokens, creating price appreciation. It's also used to pay for a consistent, high-budget marketing campaign that will allow us to expose this massive opportunity to the overall market at the same kind of rate and using the same tools that major exchanges have and major, traditional market companies have. So we're providing the kind of utility that has not been yet made available in the DeFi space or traditional markets, period. And we have a high budget, sustainable marketing, seed that we can use to get exposure for it. Because no matter how great of a technology you build, if the wider audience and the wider investor base do not hear about it, it's not going to go anywhere. We have the kind of budget, network, community to put it in the forefront of crypto and in markets in general. And then the last 10% of capital that is being generated through this lending on the back end goes to pay development and gas fees. So there's all these additional transactions that are happening. The tax protocol, the BUSD dividends paid out, the deposit fees, which are being turned into BUSD, the collateral rehypothecation, which is sending the tokens to PancakeSwap, which PancakeSwap is the lowest risk lending protocol, decentralized lending protocol you can get on PancakeSwap. And it pays a higher yield and is safer than any kind of centralized lending protocol as well in the space. So it's the best of both worlds. And I know you need to go soon, so I'm concentrating as much information as I can.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. I got probably 15 minutes tops, but I'd love to recap this because I'm looking at my comment section. We have about 1,100 people in this Telegram, and we have about a nice 600 on my chat. And everyone's brains are absolutely just exploding. So yeah, go ahead, and we'll recap it in about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. And what it's doing, so there's all these additional transactions that are going on in the back end.
Hang tight. I need a piss. Too much Coke Zero.
From a gas perspective. Now, gas is relatively cheap on BSC. So when I talk about expensive for BSC, I'm talking a few dollars, $3, $4 maybe. But we were able to keep those gas prices way down, like a few cents, lower than any other platform out there, by taking a portion of this yield that's generated on the back end. It gets sent to a contract, which then is used to subsidize the gas fees that are paid to do all these additional transactions. And this keeps the gas costs low as well. So those that don't have a lot of capital don't need to pay dollars every time they want to compound their earnings back into the system. They're going to have to pay a couple cents. And that's because we're subsidizing these gas fees with some of the additional yield that we're generating on the back end. And we're the first protocol to introduce all of these massive game-changing dynamics and functionality to the space. Now, the reason why I call the PIG token a governance model is not just because it allows you to earn as the owner of the protocol, it also gives you a say on the future of the protocol. So there are other governance protocols that allow you to vote on, specific measures that may go into future development or opportunities in the space. The way that they do it is you need to hold a specific amount of the tokens in order to vote, and every token you hold is a vote. We're not doing it that way because we don't want to open the door to have people that just bought yesterday and are going to sell the day after to be able to have a major say in the future of the platform. In our protocol, you need to be a long-term staker in the protocol to have your vote. And this is ensured by the fact that we have a harvest lockup. And the harvest lockup is both a sustainability but also a security measure because it prevents risks such as flash loan attacks, where a flash loan attack, you need to borrow the funds, do whatever kind of transaction you're going to do, and pay back the funds in the same block. Having a harvest lockup that goes longer than a few blocks prevents this kind of attack from being viable. So it's not only a major security functionality there, it also ensures that the platform is that much more sustainable, but also those who have a say in the protocol from the governance standpoint are longer term members and stakers of the protocol. The ones that have a true stake in the platform are who gets a say on the future of the platform. Now, L2, right? When I say L2, I mean the dogs, the pigs, the core contracts. Those are immutable and will not be changed. The governance protocol allows people to vote on the addition of future options and the evolution of new opportunities in the space. And one example of this is a vault option. So the first layer that we'll be adding that will be able to be voted on is a vault type system. What this is a system that allows us to partner with other development teams who want to get exposure and the utility of our platform and the massive co-promotion benefit of the platform. And what they're able to do is give over a portion of their total supply, which we can then use as rewards for our vaults. And now, when people pair our core tokens with their core token and put it into the vault, they now earn a share of the total supply of our partner's token. So it allows us to have more options, more investment and staking and farming options without creating without releasing more dog and pig tokens into the circulating supply, because those rewards are coming from our partners' tokens. And it's further incentivizing people to remove the dog and pig tokens from the market and add to the liquidity pool by rewarding them in our partners' tokens for removing those dog and pig tokens by staking them with our partners' token. I don't believe in crowd rule. I do believe in the power of the hive mind and the say of the participants of a network. But when it comes to financial opportunities, crowd rule will almost always go with the option that is going to pay out the most short-term gains, the highest payment in the short term relative to whether it's sustainable for the long term, it's secure, or basically at all costs. So what we do is we have a protocol that allows anybody to vote and submit proposals. Those proposals then go up in front of the development team who looks at it and audits it, says, is this sustainable for the long term? Is this beneficial for existing holders? Will this bring in new capital? Is this filling a demand that is not being filled? Is this solving a current problem or current issue in the DeFi place? And if it checks all boxes, then it goes in front for the final vote, which is only made available to those who are staked in the governance protocol with their pig tokens. And if they have these pig tokens staked, then for every pig they have staked equals one vote on whether we move forward with the protocol. And it's the greatest governance protocol designed yet, right? I believe it is the best possible way you could design a governance protocol. And we're making that available as well. So we have a massive first mover advantage here. And when you look at what the owners
listen to this
of a first mover product earn, not through selling those tokens that they own, not through dumping these assets on the market, but through growing their share ownership by living off the dividend model, either provided in traditional markets through a dividend, a traditional like equity dividend, or through platform fees and associated taxes. They earn hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. And this is the same exact opportunity that we are now giving to the participants of our platform. And this is the first time ever this kind of financial power is being given to the participants of a platform. It checks both boxes, right? It allows you to grow your share net worth and your share ownership of the platform and grow your capital. And as your capital grows and the price of dog and pig tokens grow, you're then leveraging your underlying capital through the lending protocol at very low risk while earning a BUSD dividend that you can then use to compound back into the system or live off of. And this is the exact model that the super wealthy use to accumulate, grow, and protect their wealth. And now it's available to you. And the only way that you'll get this from the ground floor is by whitelisting for the BUSD raise, but it's extremely limited. Less than 1% of those who whitelist will actually get in. But it's still worth trying because 1% of thousands of people is still a significant amount of people. And by buying the dog and pig tokens off the market on Tuesday, which everybody here will have an opportunity to do. And you're going to want to buy at launch because you're going to want to have your dog and pig tokens in the staking protocol before that huge wave of TVL comes in.
Listen.
And that huge spike in volume of the dog and pig tokens happens, because you're going to get your share of all that TVL and all those tax volumes paid out to you as an owner of the protocol in the form of BUSD through staking your pigs and through accumulating and growing your share of pigs by farming them, both with drip BUSD, dogs BUSD, dog BNB, and dogs. Now, the dog single asset pool has the lowest, reward in pigs paid out because it's less beneficial to the platform than people that add liquidity to it. Now, the highest is paid out in the dog BUSD. That's going to pay out the highest amount of pigs. Dog BNB second highest. Drip BUSD is above the dog single asset, but below dog BNB and dog BUSD. So Drip is the only protocol or the only pair on the animal farm that is treated and gives you the benefit of a core token or a core farm without being one of those core farms and core tokens. And you have that opportunity to buy Drip now and add liquidity to Drip through our Drip Liberation protocol that allows you to do it tax-free and at the best possible price by either going to drip.community and buying it off the market or going to themanor.farm and sending BUSD to the Drip Liberation contract, which you can access there, which will add liquidity for you. It's as easy as just sending the BUSD, and it sends you back the Drip BUSD LP token at the best possible price because it's a DEX aggregator that we developed. It's a proprietary DEX aggregator that looks at where you will get the best value and you will get the most Drip for your money, and that's where it buys it for you, whether it's on our native DEX or PancakeSwap, and it pairs it for you tax-free. This is your opportunity to prepare yourself by getting your BUSD ready for the pre-sale and then launch, and getting your Drip token right now and pairing that Drip token with Drip BUSD on the Drip Liberation contract. That's accessible either on drip.community or themanor.farm. It's accessible on both. Don't miss this opportunity. I have people coming to me all the time saying, I wish I got into Drip. I wish I got into Reap. I wish I got into BeReap at listing. I wish I got in at pre-sale. Look at the first token I ever launched, Reap. It's 2 years old now. It's up over 7,000x. We just hit all-time high 2 days ago. That's because when I build a new product, it's with the thought of how can I add on to the existing ecosystem, which raises all ships. It's never, well, I'm moving on to the next project. It's always, how can I develop that will add to the existing ecosystem? And because of this is why Drip's hitting all-time high. BeReap, all-time high. Reap, all-time high. All of my projects, all of my tokens out there, all-time high. Right now, all at the same time, because they know we have a new product coming, and it's going to raise all ships. And it's a massive opportunity, specifically getting into Drip BUSD right now, because you're going to be able to get that value locked in at the price of Drip right now, as opposed to what it is after the launch of the Animal Farm, which is going to be significantly higher because there's going to be that much more demand for it after the launch of the Animal Farm. So take advantage of this. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This is your turn to start from whatever amount of capital you have and earn off it the way that only the super wealthy can earn off their capital. And I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Jay. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me with them. I know you have 5 minutes left, so I wanted to give a quick, put a bow on it essentially. But thank you so much, bro. Thank you for the exposure. You're doing a great service to your community, giving them exposure to this product at such an early stage. And Drip as well. Drip is super, super early, right? We're just getting to the phase now where we're starting to add that strong utility and those strong partnerships. And we have dozens of other high value and very, very strong crypto platforms out there that are waiting in line right now to partner with both Drip and the Animal Farm. And we're actually about to put an application form on both the Animal Farm and the Drip website that will allow other teams to fill out an application. This way, I'm not missing them because I get so many DMs every day from different developers and potential partners.
Right.
Thank you so much.
No, man, listen, thank you. I'm gonna recap this for my people, but listen, Forex, everyone here, Bartertown, thank you so much for this opportunity, man. I've been so stoked since I've kind of ran into this project, and I've been such a big fan ever since. And my team under Drip has just been so passionate because, like I said, when I'm talking about other projects, it's because I've invested in it. It's because I've done the research on it. But of course, like I said, you'll always have other people kind of on the fence. So you gave me this opportunity to people got to hear it from you. And I think anyone else who has questions can obviously just reach out to me. But thank you again. Thank you so much, Forex.
Problem. I want to encourage people to come to our Telegram group if you can. If you want to post it in the chat or in your description so people can easily find us, because today's a big day. Today is when we put out the whitelisting form for the pre-sale. So people are going to want to be in both the Drip Telegram group and the Animal Farm Telegram group. Our Twitter is Drip Community. You can find me if you just search Forex Shark on Twitter, Forex_Shark. And the website right now, themanor.farm, that's where you can use the Drip Liberation contract to prepare for the Animal Farm. The Animal Farm website is completely finished, and I just have to add, basically do a proofread. I have one of our workers proofread the text on the front page, the homepage, and that will be finished today. We're going to get the animal.farm site up today, and I would just encourage people to visit the animal.farm, the manor.farm, drip.community, and our Telegram groups that I'm sure you'll post in the chat and in the details. And thanks again. I don't want anybody to be talking in a couple weeks saying that they wish they got in, because now is your opportunity, and you get very few opportunities like this in life. And in my opinion, this is designed to be an opportunity that has never been presented before, ever, to the participants of our community. And this is your chance to get involved right now from the ground floor.
Yeah. One more question for it, because there's a lot of people that have been pitching this and they think this is true. I want everyone to know, right? Forex, drip, no one has paid me to do this. This is straight out of my passion. This is straight out of me wanting to do this. And I want to share this project with you guys because it's helped me. Forex, have you paid me to do this with you?
No, and this is the great thing about drip is not only does it make people very, very excited to talk about it because they realize the opportunity and they want to pass that opportunity on to their following, it also incentivizes people to onboard people through the team building reward structure. And of course, I know you because I've looked at your other videos, and you would have done it without the team building reward structure just to bring this opportunity and this knowledge to your following.
Absolutely.
But of course, the reward that you get for the team building is just the cherry on top.
Absolutely.
And some people wouldn't do it without that, and they do it because not only is it a win-win for your community, they're getting the information, it's a win for you because you're able to provide this great knowledge and, make an even more bullish and an even more wealthy following. You're also getting rewarded as a team leader. So it's the best of all worlds.
Absolutely. I love it. Forex, thank you so much, man. And have an awesome night. Thank you again for this opportunity.
You too. Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Forex was.
All right, guys. Let me let me unpack this for you guys. All right. I have about 10 minutes. Okay. Now, a lot of people had questions. There's a lot of people that had doubt. There's a lot of people that wanted a FUD. Now, this is the crazy thing, okay? I'm not naming any projects. I just want you guys to know we have been part of other projects where we fought incoming FUD. We fought that. We knew how it felt like as an army. Do not be that same army to output FUD onto a project. It just doesn't make sense that now you're being two-faced, okay? Just know that there's other projects out there that exist beyond other projects that you're involved in. And the key thing is you don't know what you don't know. I didn't know about Drip. I didn't know about some of the other projects that I'm invested in now, right? It is my job and duty to help you guys to shed the light of information to you guys. And whether you want to take that information and change your life, that's up to you. If you want to sit this information and think it's FUD and FUD around, that's fine. But let's go ahead and go through the recap, okay? Because this is a lot of information. First and foremost, Drip, you guys know the information now. We spent the first half talking about Drip, answering your guys' most common questions. Sustainability, you guys are asking about what is it a pyramid scheme? He shut that shit down ASAP. More than what you guys were wanting, right? He went into detail that blew your minds. Let's just call it at that. Anyone else that has questions? Anyone else that has, I don't know what else to say to you. Now, let's talk about the animal farm because he dropped an insane amount of information on the animal farm. Let me break it down. This is the best way I can explain it. And this is me and my friend, a good friend of mine. We've been talking about this a long time now. Imagine holding something like being a part owner of PancakeSwap, SushiSwap, Uniswap, Beefy Finance. These are projects that charge money, that charge platform fees for withdrawals, deposits, whether they compound it, whether they swap. You are charged that transaction fee. Now imagine if I said, hey, do you want to be a part owner of PancakeSwap, SushiSwap, Uniswap, Beefy Finance? You want to be a part owner? Of course, because if you're an actual owner of that platform, you get the kickback of transactions paid to you in BUSD. So when you have Animal Farm, you're going to get dog tokens and pig tokens. Pig tokens is your governance tokens. It is your stake as an owner in the company. Dog tokens is what you stake and pair to earn pig tokens. Okay, let me make sure you guys understand that. Dog tokens is what you pair with BUSD, BNB, and Drip. pair them so that you can earn pig tokens. Pig tokens is your governance to the animal farm. It is your ownership to the platform. You are not a holder of the animal farm. You are an owner of the animal farm. And that is what Forex is providing an opportunity to you guys to have. Do you guys understand what we're saying here? All of these DeFi projects that we see, every single one of them, you are now about to have the opportunity to become an owner, a true owner of one of the platforms that he's going to use to farm other pairs. So as you heard, he's going to open an application so that other people can apply to be into the animal, to get into the animal farm, so that they can also farm high APY yields. Okay, so that's like the most basic understanding of it. Then he talked about all his algorithmic pairs, all the things that he's developed on the backside. Guys, this is why I'm really critical about other projects, because Forex Shark released a project called Drip on April. April has not been 1 year old. We are not even coming into the 1 year old. Forex Shark has printed millionaires before it's even reached 1 year. He then wanted to find a farm project to partner with to provide liquidity for Drip. He couldn't find one. He's like, okay, well, no one's really meeting my needs, so I'm going to create one. He created the Manor Farm, okay, to build BUSD investments, capital, to build the animal farm. He has now produced 3 projects in the time Drip hasn't even reached 1 year inception. He's produced 3 projects that is potentially about to make people millionaires, a lot of money. This is life-changing. This is, you guys want to get a head start into 2022? Do not listen to the haters out there. They will always be on the other side, shouting and chanting and trying to throw your investments out. They have no stake in your wallet. So if they want to shout FUD, if they want to shout BS, don't listen to them, okay? They have no effect on your wallet. Drip is printing me money every single day, whether people believe the project or not. So it has no effect on me. What I want to do is I want to make sure that you guys do not fall victim to these FUDders or scammers. Do not listen to them. Listen to this AMA again. Listen to Forex. If you guys still doubt him and his geniusness, I don't know what else to tell you. I really don't. Okay, so that is it. Drip, if you guys are interested in joining my team, if you're on RJ's table, everyone eats. You guys already know I've been saying that. I will leave a link in the description below. Animal Farm release. If you guys want the whitelisting, he did say he was going to release it today. I'm already part of Rev when it was the 14 days, so I hold my pre-sale already. So just guys, start getting into it. Start preparing yourselves. I'm so passionate about this project, about Forex. I'm so bullish on Forex Shark. The dude is an absolute monster. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about politics. He doesn't care about this. You can tell he's here to make a statement. He's making products that are printing millionaires. And if you still want to doubt it, if people are still on the other side of the fence, then that's your prerogative. But don't stop other people that want to invest and change their lives. Okay, so yeah, I have to go to dinner. I'd love to sit here and talk with you guys, but this is incredible. This is incredible. And I hope you guys opened your mind to what products are out there and what Forex Shark is doing. This is crazy. Opportunities of a lifetime. You either take advantage of them and you really take that opportunity, or you just let it pass you by, right? How many times have we all said, I wish I got in on day one. I wish I got in on pre-sale. Oh my God, guys, hold on. I'll show you guys this. All right, and then I have to go. So Drip, Drip is at $160. $160 on the native DEX, paired with BNB. It is, let me refresh this. The pairing for BUSD is 131. Now, why there's two different prices also goes into Forex's genius algorithms, which is called sword and shield, which helps volatility of the token. The shield portion is the pancake swap DEX, which is 131. This is paired with BUSD. And the sword portion, did I say shield? The shield is BUSD. The sword portion is BNB. So when we're on a bull run, which we're not, we're on a freaking bear market. We're bleeding, and yet Drip refuses to give up that ass. It's just wanting to go further and further and further without looking back, right? I got in on $60, $65 or something like that. I thought I was getting in at highs, and look at it now. Okay, so he released Drip. He released BREEP tokens, which is now at $342. When I bought in on BREEP tokens, it was $120. It's now at $342. Remember, he was saying that it raises all ships, all his projects are popping off. The Manor Farm, when I got in on the Manor Farm, all right, it was around already $120 or something like that. I'm sorry, 200. I really don't know, but it opened at $40. And the Manor Farm closed its pre-sale at $250, right? And then he transferred the liquidity. So if you guys look at it on PancakeSwap or PooCoin, you're going to see that it dropped, and people are going to be like, oh, it was a rug pull. It's not. He moved the liquidity over to Animal Farm. So every project that Forex has released, there's no reason to freaking doubt him at all. There's no reason to doubt him. Everything he's done, he's printed millionaires by the dozens through all the projects and protocols he's created. Okay, so if you guys have any other questions, I will ask a favor. Please, if you guys want to spread this knowledge and awaken and help others take the red pill on, because a lot of people thought that crypto, right? I did too, right? A lot of people think that crypto is just a buy and hold. Find a project, find something you love, buy it and hold it until it moons. A lot of people have that mentality. What they don't understand is there's projects like Drip that exist in the DeFi space that is making you money right now, that is changing your life right now. It's changing my life. I can tell you that. I never thought I'd have an interview with Forex last week, let alone 2 days ago, right? So there's projects out there. Just be careful. You still have to do your due diligence. You still have to do your own research section and make sure you don't fall to scammers, because there's still a lot out there. But just know that I am here to help. I vet these projects myself before I invest my own money, let alone announce it publicly. People think that we're all just mercenaries in it for the views and stuff. I'm not in here for that. All right. I'm here to give back, and it's up to you guys whether you want to take that opportunity. Okay. So do me a favor, share this video, like it, retweet it, make sure a lot of people start to see this, because for everyone that participated on this, hopefully your lives will change. Okay. So yeah, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. I will post it after we get out of dinner. We are hosting the Safe Moon Roundtable tonight with special guest Darcy Donovan. So I've been having some crazy days here. Tomorrow, I'm special guesting in a podcast for Natalia. So I don't even know what my life is right now, but yeah, you guys are and always have been the reason I do these videos. Okay. If you look at the amount of money that you can make from Drip, from the amount of money you can make from the Manor Farm, which is now about to go to the Animal Farm, I'm not in this for the views. I'm not in here for the YouTube payment, right? The ads. I'm in here to help you guys, to make sure you guys know that there are projects today that is changing lives. Okay. So yeah, with that, I will go ahead and close this out. Please have a good night. I'm going to see the rest of you tonight for the Safe Moon Roundtable. I'm going to go ahead and go to dinner with my girl and enjoy and kind of celebrate for this. This is a lot of fun. This was a huge opportunity for me. And thank you guys so much for sticking in. And hopefully your guys's lives have changed and exploded as well. Okay. Be kind to be kind to each other. I wanted to say be kind to one another and be kind to each other all at the same time. Be kind to each other. Be nice to each other. Again, a certain army, you guys know what it feels like to fight incoming FUD. Do not be that same army to output that same kind of FUD. Okay. Be nice. Be kind. I'm going to see everyone tonight. Have a good one, guys.